Assalamu alaikum. Well, the topic we are going to discuss today is elasticity of demand. Well, I have been suggested by one of my friends that the writing on your board is not that clear, so I will try my best to make it clear and make it visible to you. Well, elasticity of demand. First, we have discussed demand function, then we discussed law of demand, then movement along the demand curve versus shift in demand curve. When we discussed law of demand suggests that when price falls, demand increases, or when price increases, demand decreases. This is what the law of demand says, with the assumption that other things remain constant. अगर तुम वुचो इस law of demand च, ये law of demand is simply one the direction in which the price and demand goes. If there is a fall in the price, there is an increase in the demand, and when there is an increase in the price, there is a decrease in the demand. This is what is being said by the law of demand. Similarly, if I could say that if the income increases, अगर कोई नफर से income gets increase, which means that demand will increase. If the income falls, the demand will fall. This we know from the Keynesian psychological law of consumption, and this is law of demand. चाहे law of demand छे, चाहे income छे, या for that reason price of related good. क्योंकि demand function में चीज़ पढ़न कि what are the determinants that affect demand, that impact demand. Price should atmos, income should atmos. Let's assume that price of tea. अगर चाय की कीमत गस increase, if the price of tea increases, with an example substitute, then the demand for coffee increases. Go tea अगर कीमत गस increase, अगर tea कीमत increase गस, in case of substitutes, substitute demand gets increase. This is the case of substitute goods. In case of complementary, suppose price of petrol. Agar price of petrol gets increase, the demand for cars, demand gets come. This is the case of complementary goods. In all these three cases, individually she is what is the impact of the price on demand, what is the impact of the income on demand, what is the impact of the related good, price of the related good on the others, whether it is a substitute, whether it is a complementary good. In all these three things, what we can see that सिर्फ इस तरह समझ कि डायरेक्शन ऑफ द चेंज. अगर प्राइस फॉल गस, डिमांड गस इंक्रीज. अगर इनकम गस इंक्रीज, डिमांड गस इंक्रीज. अगर प्राइस ऑफ रिलेटेड गुड गस इंक्रीज, इन केस ऑफ सबस्टिट्यूट स्टिल गस डिमांड इन सबस्टिट्यूट गुड इंक्रीज. इन केस ऑफ कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री, अगर प्राइस ऑफ कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड गो इंक्रीज, डिमांड फॉर द अदर कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गुड विल फॉल. यमन त्रेनवनी केसन में छुन अस ये लगन पता कि विद द फॉल इन द प्राइस हाउ मच द डिमांड इंक्रीजेस. अच्छे सिर्फ लगन ये पता कि प्राइस की फॉल गसन से बड़े डिमांड कूचा डिमांड गस इंक्रीज, दैट इज नॉट बीइंग सेड बाय द लॉ ऑफ डिमांड. लॉ ऑफ डिमांड के ये वनन कि प्राइस की फॉल गसन से कूचा गस डिमांड इंक्रीज. यस, दैट सेज अस दैट कि विद द फॉल इन द प्राइस देयर इज एन इंक्रीज इन द डिमांड. कूचा इंक्रीज इन डिमांड्स में दैट इज नॉट बीइंग एक्सप्लेन्ड बाय द लॉ ऑफ डिमांड. Similarly, when the income increases, demand will increase. Kutsa gets demand increase, that is not being said by the demand function. When the income falls, demand gets fall. Kutsa gets fall, when the price of tea increases, demand for coffee gets increase, kutsa gets increase, that is not being discussed yet. When the price of petrol increases, kutsa gets demand car has come, that is not being. Demand gets come, but kutsa gets come, that is not yet being discussed. The magnitude of the price change on demand, the magnitude of the income change on demand, the magnitude of the price of related good on the other good, there is a concept which is called elasticity of demand. So by elasticity of demand, अगर कशीर पे बन elasticity of demand simply वन कि अगर तो याद आए demand function पढ़े D is the function of price, income, price of related good, tastes and preference. For that reason मतलब ये थे प्राइस की फॉल गसन से कूचा गस डिमांड इंक्रीज प्राइस की फॉल गसन से चेस पता कि डिमांड गस इंक्रीज कूचा गस इंक्रीज प्राइस की इंक्रीज गसन से कूचा गस डिमांड डिक्रीज इनकम की इंक्रीज गसन से कूचा गस डिमांड डिक्रीज हाउ मच मैग्नीट्यूड इनकम की फॉल गसन से कूचा डिमांड गस फॉल प्राइस ऑफ टी इंक्रीज गसन से कूचा कॉफी गस इंक्रीज डिमांड प्राइस ऑफ पेट्रोल इंक्रीज गसन से कूचा कारन हस डिमांड कर these all ये मैग्नीट्यूड वुचने खतर there is a concept which is called elasticity of demand. This concept is being given by Marshall. This is being given by Marshall. So by elasticity of demand, अगर it's define कहूँ elasticity of demand. By elasticity of demand, I simply mean to say that the response of the demand, the response of the change in demand due to the change in its other determinants. Demand must कूचा change, demand must कूचा change ये determinants change गसन. Determinants change गस मतलब अगर प्राइस गस चेंज कूचा डिमांड कूचा चेंज डिमांड मज अगर इनकम गस चेंज कूचा चेंज डिमांड मज अगर प्राइस ऑफ रिलेटेड गुड गस कूचा चेंज डिमांड दिस मैग्नीट्यूड ये चेंज वुचने खतर देयर इज अ कांसेप्ट व्हिच इज कॉल्ड इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड द परसेंटेज चेंज इन द बाय इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड वी सिंपली मीन दैट द परसेंटेज चेंज इन द quantity demanded the percentage change in the quantity demanded due to the change in its determinants. By elasticity of demand, I simply mean to say that the percentage change in the quantity demanded due to the change in its determinants, whether it's price, whether it's income, whether it is price of related good. Or it can be defined as the response of the demand due to the change in its determinants. Since determinants must change timo sit kutsa change how much change it brings to the demand that is being measured by the concept which is called elasticity of demand. It is being denoted by this E. E is going to denote elasticity of demand. Now, this elasticity of demand can be further written as, sorry, I don't have the duster here. I have to manage these things. So, by elasticity of demand, we simply means the percentage change or the response of the change in demand due to the change in its determinants. This elasticity of demand, it has three types. First one is called price elasticity of demand. The second one is called income elasticity of demand. Cross elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand simply manan demand kutsa gets change kutsa percentage change demand must due to the change in its determinants sari determinants. So usually what happens, we usually elasticity of demand means price elasticity of demand. That's not a fact. Elasticity of demand simply means change in demand due to the change in its determinants. The purchase on the basis of particular determinants is classified into three types. Price elasticity. I hope this is visible because आज शुरू थोड़ा दूर पर वीडियो तुरंत, but I hope it will be visible to you. This is price elasticity of demand. This is income elasticity of demand, and that's called cross elasticity of demand. Now let's take these two first. Chati. What do you mean by income elasticity of demand? Income elasticity of demand, it's a particular one response of demand due to change in its income. By income elasticity of demand, I simply mean to say demand must kutsa hi change, but how much change it brings in the demand due to the change in its income. क्योंकि पता कि income increase गसन, demand increase गसन. ییٚمہِ ساتہٕ income چھُ fall گژھان demand چھُ fall گژھان but this cross elasticity of demand ہیٚکہِ وۄنۍ أسۍ exactly ؤنِتھ کہِ ییٚمہِ ساتہٕ income گٔے increase کۭژاہ increase گژھِ اوٚتام اوس یہِ صرف وَنان direction it was only talking about the direction of the change وۄنۍ وَنہِ یہِ direction as well as magnitude کہِ اگر suppose 1% change گٔے income منٛز if there is a 1% change in income how much change it brings in the demand that is being defined by the concept which is called income elasticity of demand yeah it is being denoted by IE I denotes income E denotes elasticity the income elasticity of demand is one of the cheese important there are two types of goods in an economy yeah economy much usually there are two types of on the basis of income elasticity there are two types one is called normal goods the other one is called inferior goods normal goods and inferior goods by normal goods I simply mean to say suppose agar income increase गई अगर income की increase गसने से गई demand की increase अगर income की increase गसने से गई demand की increase these are called normal goods usually she's the income elasticity is greater than zero मतलब when those goods in which income elasticity is positive क्या वो income elasticity is positive मतलब को अगर 1% change ई income अगर change अगर income बढ़ी by 1% अगर income गई कौन increase by 1% अगर इन 1% increase income गसने से गई कौन नफर सन्स demand increase by greater मतलब थोड़ा सा भी गई increase मतलब that increases the demand of the individual अगर increase गई कौन income गसने से गई increase कौन demand then such goods are called normal goods तो तिमन मंज छासन income elasticity positive by positive income elasticity I mean to say यमि साथ income च बढ़न demand for those goods increases which usually the case is the other type of the goods are called inferior goods by inferior goods I mean to say यमि साथ income बढ़े income increase गस demand for those goods falls yeli income बढ़े usually when income increases as poor the demand for the goods increases but that is the normal case goods but there are some usually yelka amir shu gasan pat chun su badmaz khevan zyada su pat katmaz khevan so yem sat income ch increase gasan ke cheezan has consumption sain kam gasan in the olden days people used to have those dry vegetables ऐसे तुम हॉक्सिंग खेवन ब्रोट ऐसे खेवन हॉक्सिंग क्योंकि पोंसे ऐसे नसन वहीं युतो पोंसे बढ़ियो युतो वहीं इनकम के लकन increase तीते गई तिम सीन वहीं तिहन सीनियन consumption काम गो there are some like this nutrition and nutrition वन poor man's meat दबर ये इंसान सस income च increase गसन पात छुन सु न्यूट्री खेवन क्या या for that reason दाल वाल छन तिम खेवन क्या गो तिम चीज ये income लकन हस increase गस तो कह चीजन हस consumption च कम गसन कह चीजन हस demand च गसन कम with the increase in the income the demand for such when few goods decrease those type of goods are called inferior goods तिमन मज छन income effect negative in those cases the income effect is negative मतलब को income बढ़ने से छन तिहस demand बढ़न क्या so by income elasticity of demand I simply mean to say you should वन कि increase in अगर if there is a 1% increase in income how much increase it brings in the demand is kutsa hi change kutsa increase of normal goods that is being measured by the concept which is called income elasticity of demand then we have the cross elasticity of demand yi vanam agar hasa chai hun qaamat go increase क्योंकि in case of substitute chai hun substitute chu it's coffee when there is an increase in the price of the tea the demand for the coffee increases so they will look wine gai chai te droj is chamo wine coffee kutsa increase ges price ki chai hin qaamat il chai qaamat ges increase when there is an increase in the price of the tea how much is there increase in the demand for coffee kutsa ges demand coffee is increase that is being measured by the concept which is called cross elasticity of demand for that reason I can give you the other example of complementary goods if the price of the petrol increases as to pata complementary mos spod kim sa petrol qaamat ges zyada there will be the decrease in the demand of cars gaadin demand ges kam ye pod is misna magar kuta ges kam what will be the impact kutsa kam ges demand for cars with the increase in the price of the petrol that is being measured by the concept cross elasticity of demand So by cross elasticity of demand, I simply mean to say uh, it measures the change in the price, change in the demand of the related good due to the change in the price of some other related good. अगर पेट्रोल अगर चाय को कीमत इंक्रीज या डिक्रीज अमि सत कूता पे इम्पैक्ट अमिकिस सबस्टिट्यूट गुडस या अगर इन केस ऑफ कम्प्लीमेंट्री अगर तिलस खोत अगर तिलस गो इंक्रीज या डिक्रीज प्राइस तम सत कूता इम्पैक्ट पे डिमांड ऑफ कार दैट इज बीइंग मेजर्ड बाय द क्रॉस इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ डिमांड. Chahe whether it is cross elasticity, whether it is income elasticity, whether it is price elasticity, all these three measures the magnitude. Which is impact of demand by the particular factor. Chaki. This one is important. Price elasticity of demand. By price elasticity of demand, I simply mean price elasticity of demand. मतलब जो simply आसन के now this is the case of price. You should अपन कि अगर law of demand से अपन कि अगर price go कम demand हसा बढ़े, अगर price go increase demand हसा गैस decrease. This is the law of demand. Each is on direction, negative relationship. मगर कूता price की fall गसन सित कूता गैस demand increase, price की increase गसन सित कूता गैस demand decrease. This is being said by the concept which is called price elasticity of demand. So अगर specifically one price elasticity of demand, price elasticity of demand simply measures the response of the demand. It measures the change in the demand due to the change in its price. Due to the change in its price. Income elasticity of demand means response of the demand, and the percentage change in the demand due to the change in its income. The cross elasticity of demand means response of the demand due to the change in its price, due to the change in the price of its related good. Related good price gets change because demand pay. These are the three concepts. They are actually derived from the elasticity of demand. This is all about. Now in the next lecture we will be discussing price elasticity. Further, I would have loved to continue this price elasticity of demand, but I have some serious obligations. Mission पर video upload गसन के it takes 2 or 3 days to upload on Facebook. YouTube पे तो होता ही नहीं है मेरे phone से, तो I don't know how it is. मैं शुरू करने थी I am not that good in handling these smartphones. So in the next lecture I will be coming up with this price elasticity of demand, and do tell me that your suggestions they are most welcome. In case I need to improve something, handwriting, whether it's visible, make sure that that reaches to me. Thank you so much.